the commitment that you should give this country is that there will be a report for every county from the Senate Public Accounts Committee on the audit queries raised by the Auditor General. If governors choose not to come and appear and defend their positions, it's a choice they have made. They make their bed, they should be willing to lie on it. I thank you.
Senator Sifuna.
Chair, I want to join my colleagues in their sentiments. I was part of that leadership meeting in the Senate. The Senate had no problem. In fact, the guidance of the Speaker was that because we all operate in the devolution space, if people want to have a conversation with us, they are always welcome to do so. But there were conditions that even in doing so, you can never oust the Constitution. And therefore, anyone purporting to decide who sits where or when and how many times they appear before committees, that one, as a House, we have already taken a position. We are not going to entertain. If indeed you want to be voting on who sits on which committee, you have to be a member of the Senate. Just last week, we were inviting the new senator from Baringo to join the National Defense and Foreign Relations Committee on which I sit, because that is the power of the Senate. I didn't see the COG voting on that particular position. They have not issued a letter on whether the senator of Baringo is fit to sit on that committee. That is none of their business. So for me, as the senator for Kituya said, and is part of the leadership, I am also part of the leadership in the Senate. By the way, I don't know if the governors themselves will also dictate on which members of the Senate leadership will come. Because if they have a problem with Sifuna in the Public Accounts Committee, do they also have a problem with me in the leadership meeting? That is a question they have to answer. And so far, we have not heard from them. Some of this, you can see the games that are being played. It is them thinking they can dig in. But Senator Kitui, even with us proceeding with our reports, there's also constitutional powers that this committee has. Unfortunately, Chair, I missed the meeting with the IG Kanja because, as the country is aware, I was dealing with some other matters that were also urgent on that particular morning. But I was happy that the IG confirmed that he is ready to enforce directions of this committee. So they will not run away. And just like they think they can name and shame, we can also name and shame. Different from them is that we don't name and shame based on rumors and conjecture. We have audit reports. We have audit reports. No amount of mudslinging will change the fact that you raided your KIPES account to fund a border event. It doesn't matter what you say about Sifuna. It will not change the fact that you threw a speaker's badge for 5 million. That report was not prepared by Sifuna or the Senate. It was prepared by the OAG, people with constitutional mandate to look into their books. So as a member of the Senate leadership, we have taken note. I have personally taken note of the contempt the governors are showing the entire House, because it was a resolution of the House communicated by the Speaker that before any meetings happen, they must come to the Senate Public Accounts Committee. And now that they have refused, there will be no meeting, because that was a condition precedent. Let them continue mudslinging. They can call another press conference if they want, but we will continue with the work that we have sworn to do in this particular House. And Chair, I want you to remain firm. We want to remain firm. The entire House is behind you. The entire House has expressed support for this committee, because we will not be cowed. We are not cowards, but we are not people who can be bullied. If you think you can bully Sifuna, I think you need to look for somebody else to bully. Not me, but it will not happen. Thank you.
Thank you for... You didn't even need to re-emphasize that. I think it's in the public domain that some people are unworkable. Vice Chair, we can pronounce ourselves. I think, first of all, I want to thank the EACC. Kinoti, you have shared with me some of the action you have taken. I think in Vihiga, you have already swung into action in terms of investigation. In Bungoma, you have swung into action. Which other counties have you started investigating on the basis of the conversations here?
Chair, I can confirm those two that you've mentioned.
Okay.
Vihiga and Bungoma.
And Bungoma.
But we are also working on the others.
Yes. Yeah, so you know, to accuse a committee where the EACC sits of impropriety is to accuse all the institutions that sit here, from the EACC to the National Treasury to the control of budget. And I think, thank God that our proceedings are live, that we never have any conversation in camera. So EACC, thank you for taking that proactive action. I hope that the control of budget also, on areas where we asked you to be proactive, for example, the non-payment of gratuities in some counties, like I think Trans Nzoia was one of them. I don't know whether you have started some conversations on that.
Yes, Chair. We've already done our back to office report in the proceedings of this House.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's make sure we take action from the relevant institutions. I also want to thank the leadership for making it clear that there are things that the Senate is not going to tolerate. The Senate is not going to accept to be directed and controlled by the Council of Governors, in as much as Article 6 and Article 189 of the Constitution require consultation and cooperation. Consultation and cooperation does not mean direction from one arm of government. So the leadership has made it clear that if the meeting of the 26th is to go ahead, then the governors must, first of all, comply with legitimate directives from the Senate. The issue of appearance is not optional. And I know Senator Wambua, out of frustration perhaps, has a feeling that we proceed and write the reports. But that Article 125 makes it mandatory that when Parliament issues a commission or invites or summons any person, it is not optional. And the Inspector General of Police confirmed that. So the law has not been suspended, the Constitution has not been suspended with regards to governors, and we shall do everything necessary to bring them to account. One of the biggest things that governors fear is sitting here. And I think they've said it clearly that the public naming and shaming, some of them say, is detrimental to their re-election. But if they are doing the right things, they should not be afraid of the Senate. If they are doing the things according to the book, if they are cooperating with the Auditor General, that should not be a matter of concern. So, as we conclude, every governor invited will have to appear, and we'll go to the full extent, including invocation of our power to have them brought here by the Inspector General of Police. For these specific counties, let us deal with them on a case-by-case basis, not collectively. Our rules of procedure are clear on when a county can seek for postponement. If the counties sought postponement within the timelines, we shall reinvite them. If they sought for postponement on the day of the meeting or a day to the meeting or less than 7 days to the meeting, our rules of procedure are clear. We shall issue summons for them to be compelled to appear before this committee. And I think as I conclude, we must build a PFM environment where everyone knows that they must account before they get more. We wrote the Constitution in such a way that it would appear as if you don't have to account. When your next disbursement is due, that it should be sent to you without any questions. That flies in the face of any financial management system, whether be it domestic, even your house girl in the house. If you give them money to buy food for breakfast, they will have to account for it before you give them money to buy food for lunch. And I think, senators, we are the ones who have been acting weak. We are the ones who have been acting weak. I believe the Constitution and statute puts us, when Article 96 makes us the overseers, and Article 229 allows us to look at these audit reports, we have the power to insist that a county cannot get money before it has accounted for what it has received. We have seen our sister committee, the Finance Committee, in this meeting in Kilifi, where the governors were insulting this particular committee. The Finance Committee was there, and the governors were lobbying them and massaging them to fight for 500 billion. It can't be that you want money, but you can't spend one day to account. So members, we have the power. We have the power. And treasury, control of budget, if there is no provision in law, we shall go for common law. Because in common law, you cannot get money before you have accounted for what you had received previously. It's there in interest management, and that, I think, should be the key principles or features of any proper financial management system. It is here at the Senate where the governors are expected to do that accountability. So they can't run away from it, and then in the month of July, they are receiving the 500 billion that the Senate has fought for. I think with that, it brings us to an end on this. Our rules of procedure are applicable. Any request for postponement outside the timelines automatically trigger summons.
Maybe the other issue Chair should address herself to is then how will we program those counties that have not come? Will we maybe then congest our program more to have maybe more counties in the coming weeks and congest them within the program that is ongoing, or do we push them after the end of the program? That decision maybe can be made in this meeting.
Actually, one of the, well, if there was goodwill and the meeting of 26 was to proceed, which already members are indicating that there's no goodwill, owing to this artificial impasse, we might want to request the Speaker to allow this committee to sit on Wednesday morning. I think leave has been granted before to other committees. It was a public investment committee in the last parliament, so that we have a few extra days to be able to schedule and cover these counties that did not come. But our schedule was also running up to 13th of March.
16th of March.
16th of March. Now, the other sensitivity that has been brought to my attention is that there are some governors who profess to be practicing Muslims, and Ramadan started yesterday. And so you will start getting some requests that please give us a date after Ramadan. We expect Eid to be around 18th, 19th? 18th of March. So...
But Chair, I'm not a Muslim, but I thought even when you're fasting, you're supposed to be working. Yes.
Okay.
There are some Muslims here, maybe you can ask, because
not,
I was in the lands committee with the Senator
but not allowed to work. That should be clear.
No, I'm very careful on religious matters. But,
Chair, let's be careful, that's okay. Yeah. But in fact, I thought then the best time for them to appear would be that time, because the requirement for them, the accountability required of them during that month is at the highest level. So that would be the best time for them to appear.
So it tells you that the reason why they don't want to appear.
Yeah, Osman has something to say, if you grant.
Yes?
Honorable Chair and members, I'm a Muslim and I do fast, so I can sit here the whole day to do my work. So I don't think if that fasting will stop someone from accountability. Yes, Chair.
But the accountability should be Chair, maybe just I can go on record, Cherargek Protich member.
Okay, yeah. So then I think I'm being oversensitive as far as religious convictions are concerned. So let's then go with what the Constitution requires.
Chair, even I can speak as a Catholic. Lent began yesterday with Ash Wednesday.
Yeah.
And the only thing we are scaling down is consumption of red meat. But not work. We will continue working.
Okay, so then let that not be a serious consideration. But I think, Senator Vice Chair, you had asked, we could ask for Wednesday, if we agree, for Wednesday morning, to allow us to complete our work. And yes. And I think, again, one of the areas with your indulgence, members, is that considering the short time, if we started early our meetings, we can be able to cover more. So if we agree, I know these members here, some people are usually in the gym by 6 in the morning, so it's not impossible to start our meetings a bit earlier so that we can be able to cover more. I think those are things we can canvass. Now, we had said that there were some reports that had been drafted by the Secretariat for us to adopt. But in our little conference, members feel that the recommendations we are making this time cannot be the generic ones, where we are just saying keep in view or administrative action. So members have expressed a desire to apply their minds and apply themselves to the recommendations, so that they are firm, their recommendations that speak to the severity of the offenses, and their recommendations that assure the public that Senate is not just making noise. So we had agreed that we should retreat to look at these reports, rather than just projecting them on the wall and saying move on to the next page. Now we have a retreat next week for Senate leadership. No, for the entire House. It's confirmed.
Yes, it's confirmed.
From 26th.
Yes, from Thursday evening.
From Thursday evening. So it means we can't do our own retreat before then. What if we said we schedule a retreat maybe at the coast the following week, and then do the coastal counties at the coast at the same time? We deal with Mombasa, Kilifi, Tana River. Kwale has already appeared. Yes, and maybe Lamu. Tana River inclusive. So,
Chair, there's a problem with that because we only have 2 days: Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Because on Tuesday the House is sitting, so it might not be possible unless we seek leave of the Speaker.
But can't we pick one of the days when we are there? We do at least 2 counties.
Yes, it's possible.
On a Friday.
It's possible.
Do 2 counties on a Friday. And then on Saturday, we go through the reports.
I don't understand what the challenge is, because if members can travel on Thursday evening, we have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We can sit on Monday.
We can spill over to Monday.
Yes.
If members agree.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it interferes with some weekend activities, but if we are in agreement, if we are in agreement,
and leave Monday afternoon from Mombasa.
That would mean we reschedule other entities we had scheduled for Friday 6th March, which are 8 in total, the county assemblies.
I think it would be untidy to go into county assemblies before we are done with the county executive. Actually, on county assemblies, I want you to schedule a meeting with CAF and SOCAT. I'm told CAF are meeting the president today at KICC. I'd like us to schedule a meeting with CAF because I've gotten a request from Bungoma. I've gotten some requests from the Speaker of Bungoma seeking the leave of the committee to allow them to make some expenditure on SOCAT. But my advice to them was, because we know that there's some legislative proposal that is in the pipeline, the best thing to do would for them to formally appear before this committee and we discuss, so that where we are recommending stoppage of support to SOCAT, CAF, those CASA games, things we know that are happening. Our problem has been the legal basis of CAF and SOCAT. So Clark, I think arising from these, actually they've written, CAF themselves have written. Why don't we, Monday we were supposed to have?
Monday, Kiambu. Executive, yes.
Have they responded?
No, they have not.
Have they written any letter?
Yes, acknowledging our letter.
But
they have not even submitted.
Not confirmation of attendance. Tuesday? Because we could have a conversation with CAF and SOCAT so that it's on record that we take note that the legislative proposal, I think it has left the Senate. It is before the National Assembly. So that we stop surcharging them for these contributions to CAF and SOCAT. I know we have made that decision, but in reality, in reality, when you talk to your MCAs, sometimes it becomes necessary for those contributions to be made. It offends the law because CAF and SOCAT are not audited. But if there's something going on, if Parliament is going on with some process to regularize it, then maybe it should not be a very big problem that we hold against the members of county assemblies. Because really, in this fight with the governors, it's not just, the governors don't just have a problem with the Senate. Most of these governors would be very happy if there was no assembly. If they would just be given money to spend without question. So we need to have the assemblies also on our side in this fight.
On Tuesday, we had Lamu and Nyamira.
Lamu and Nyamira. No indication yet on their...
None.
Chair, even for Monday, with only Kiambu, we could fit CAF, say for 1 hour or 1 hour and a half.
The only challenge with that is the timeline. Today is Thursday.
The notification.
Yes, or the notification.
No, but they're usually very flexible. I can see their letter is dated 16th February. They are around here in town. I'll probably look for some of them informally so that we can see if we can have a meeting next week before even that meeting of 26th. Because if governors do not want to appear before the Senate, then definitely they will not want to appear before county assemblies. So we must be together in this fight against impunity. So so it's possible. Members are saying they can sacrifice the weekend and we go up to Monday. So you reorganize. We can reschedule those assemblies that were to come on Monday, so that that weekend we are done with the coastal counties. Mombasa has shown great impunity. Great impunity. I mean, the governor is a former chair of an oversight committee, but has never availed himself before this committee, prioritizing other things. Let me not say them on record. So we deal with Mombasa, we deal with Tana River, we deal with Kilifi, Lamu. So we can have on a Friday 2 of the entities, on a Monday 2 of the entities, Saturday, Sunday we deal with the reports. Members, that's okay, so that we allow the Secretariat to deal with the details? Fine. Had you gone on record?
Yeah.
So, is there any other business? Again, there was the issue of the BPS. Now, looking at the time, and we had agreed with members earlier that we're going to have a brief meeting, I would like the brief to be circulated on the page, and then, in as much as we don't need to make submissions on it, it's important for us to understand what the budget portends, because I'm told the BPS has 420 billion as equitable share. The presidency was talking of 497 billion. Sam Atandi in his village rallies is talking of 450 billion. Governors are asking for 500 and something billion. So I think those are numbers that we need to understand. So maybe we can have that presented next week before the committee. Clerks, we can have that presented next week.
Yes.
It's fine.